Hi there, this is Justin from LemTask, and today we'll be looking at some mistakes people make when using Notion and so on. So we'll be looking at the major mistakes that people make using Notion, and like they make some assumptions about the tool which are not necessarily correct, or use it in a specific way that's not supposed to be used. So we'll be going through that all with Notion. So this is for teams who are already using Notion and feel like their documentation should be working much better than it is already. So we'll quickly go into Notion, and if you don't have an account, you can always go back to the previous videos and have a look on how to create an account and get logged into the interface that we're on right now. So first people mistake people make is deep nesting. Notion makes it incredibly easy to put pages inside pages inside pages. So what people tend to make is they do that, but then they do it in an overly chaotic way. They keep on doing it over and over again, which makes it harder to find some pages. So in a way to resolve all that, there we go. This is an example of a page inside a page. Then you can create another page that will take you to another page. So that's a whole lot of process, especially when you have information that you need on the get-go on page number 20, and you have to continuously go through each page. So SOPs under departments, under categories, subcategories, and archived section, it makes them a bit hard to find, although it feels organized, but in practice it slows everything down, especially when you need to get something ASAP. So with that, to resolve that issue, here we go. I will use this as an example. So this is a template you can always find at Marketplace. You can search for client onboarding checklist and you'll find it there, the free template. So to resolve that issue, it is always good to have something like a table of context where you will have all your pages listed right here in the front line. And then whenever you need to access page 20, you just simply click here and it will take you straight to page 20. And you can click here, it will take you straight to the home page. So that's the type of example that I'm giving you now, which can help resolve that issue. So this needs a certain level of understanding in terms of how to use this tool, and everything else will go smoothly thereafter. So people don't explore SOP system, they search for answers when they are under pressure. So if finding a process requires remembering where it lives, the structure is already working against you. So that's something that I mentioned before about having too many pages within pages. So another thing here is explanation spiral. So in this way, it is like an SOP spiral. This happens when very small variations becomes in your page. So in this aspect, you'll find that like a very small text like this one ultimately becomes a page of its own, because that's how you structure it, and that it sort of spirals out of control. Usually it's done when someone is too immersed into what they're doing and too excited to have their whole workspace set up for them. So that's one of the reasons why it happens. And it happens when every small variations becomes a new page. Similar process split across SOPs, slightly different versions for different people. All pages never deleted, just ignored. So in a way, it will look like I'm storing information for later. I might need it, so it's best not to delete it. So you will have so many pages within pages that are not really useful. And over time, nobody knows which SOP is the real one. This obviously happens when you have, let's say, a duplicate of this SOP. Then it will have like a small change. Maybe you remove your table of context and edit some sections and add more pages. So at the end of the day, it becomes a bit more complicated. I'll give you a practical example. There we go. It's duplicated, so you'll have duplicates after duplicates of the same thing. But then the best way to sort this out would be to rename the duplicates according to your project, according to the client you're working on at that particular moment in time. So that's one way to structure it and have it organized. So with another issue here is that it shows outdated content, but this editing is easy for Notion, but it makes neglect easier too, meaning that old content will always be there if you don't delete it. Like, for example, the one right here that I use for an example of a written page, it's always been there since the first video. Since you don't delete it, it will always be there. So that's one of the issues that you can face. You'll always have a huge database of pages that you don't use, which sometimes is necessary to delete, but it tends to be kept there, which makes everything clustered and chaotic. So that's one of the reasons. And processes change, yes, but SOPs don't get updated. That's one of the reasons why some some aspects are that way, and it becomes difficult as well. Like you don't know which project is which, and everything else is clustered. So it wastes time in a way that you have to look for information. You have to look for information manually, and obviously that on its own wastes time, and it makes you miss certain deadlines if there are any. So if you urgently need information, that's even worse for you. So that's one of the reasons why it can become chaotic sometimes. And moving on to the next phase is that this tool, Notion itself, explains in a way. Let's say someone's trying to explain something and they struggle because they can't find a certain page, because they can't find certain information, because it's hidden within another page, and that page is hidden within another page. So the cycle continues, just like the example that I'm showing you here now. So you'll find out the most important information is way at the back, and this hurts teams because in a way you might need the information, especially when you're interacting with clients. So new hires struggle because they don't know what's current, like having too many duplicates, having too many documents. Junior team members struggle because they don't know what's optional. Cross-functional teams struggle because processes looks different everywhere. And in this case, if a team member doesn't know how to use this tool, it gets even worse. So that's one of the reasons that it can get chaotic sometimes. Experienced team members compensate by just knowing what to do. So that's the great part when it comes to that. But it can be time consuming, especially when you have to teach someone how to use this tool or how to find certain information. It's sort of like going back to the drawing board and basically restarting in terms of using this tool from scratch. So if your Notion feels messy, slow, and unreliable, it's not because you need to change the templates or you need to add more structure or complicate things. You just need fewer layers, fewer pages, clear ownership. Then the SOPs will be easier to understand. So with this, the main aim here is to keep everything as simple as possible, just like you can do in LemTasks. So I'll quickly go through LemTask and show you how you can use that to make things simpler. So with this one, I'll use this example, the one we had. You have your steps, right? In this case, you can say it's your pages, and you can have as many of those as possible, and you can add more steps as you go. Number 13, you add whatever you need to add is in your SOP, your outputs, what you need to do. Then you can add your images, your files, etc. So step dependencies and all that. So this in this way you have every single detail you need. You add your fields, your files, so you go URL link, your video embedded. Everything is all in one template, And if you need to share it to the team members, you can just simply go to team, and then, okay, let's see, the name of this template is rundown. Create teams. Let me quickly rename this to rundown. There we go. Now everything matches. Okay, team updated. So this one, rundown, you can share the templates that you need to share here. Just say simply share templates. Then you share the template that you need your team members to see in the specific team that you created. So here there is clear outcomes. You have your clear teams categorized in a clear manner, like everything is straightforward. Your templates are shared within the team so that everything is straightforward as well. So here there's no need to be confused. And if someone is confused, obviously you can quickly run it down to them and show them how it basically is. So that is just the tip of it. And if you need to explore more about these tools, you can catch the description in the you can have a look at the description, and you'll have all the information below as well as the links to these tools. So that's it from me, and I'll catch you on the next video, and we'll go through everything, and I'll show you other aspects and features of these tools. Thank you.